Getting an education is becoming a priority nowadays. Whether you are getting an education because you want a better shot at a better financial future, or maybe your current employer needs you to develop and learn more skills, or maybe you're even taking learning just for fun. In either case, you made the decision that you want to take some classes. And for many years, traditional education was the only way for you to get a great education. But with the advances of technology and the improvements of computers, now there's another option for you to learn, and that is through online. So now let's put the two together and compare traditional education versus online. And let's think about certain components of each and see which ones might be better for you when you're choosing to decide to get an education. And so the certain components that I want to talk about are flexibility, discipline, and social interaction. Let's talk about flexibility. With flexibility, I'm talking about time management. And in a traditional environment, it's great for students that have a little bit more time on their hands. The only thing is that you're just required to be able to have to attend class every single day, and which can be an inconvenience at times. But with online, if you're working or you're raising a family, you have a greater amount of flexibility for you to coordinate around these commitments. And online classes allow you to get your work done when you can. So if you're just busy bee all day, all week, and you really need to get your education, an online might be good for you, just considering your current time commitments. In discipline, I'm talking about commitment. Are you able to complete your homework by yourself, or do you need that little extra push? Now, traditional, if you need help disciplining yourself, then the traditional is probably good for you. It forces you to get your work done when you can, or forces you to get your work done every single day before class. So you have that little extra push to finish your homework. Whereas in an online, you kind of have a few days throughout the week where your homework has to be due. So you have a little bit more of a leeway. And if you're really good at disciplining yourself, then a traditional education will work great for you. It'll just require you, it's just good for you to be able to have a checklist and mark off the items as you finish them. Now, the third and final component is social interaction. And this is about talking with your instructor and with your peers. And with traditional, it's better for those traditional is just better for those who need that face-to-face communication because it helps them learn by having their instructors and their peers close at hand. So if they have a question that they need answered, they can immediately just raise their hand and get that question answered from their instructor or from their peers and be able to move on while it's still fresh in their minds. Whereas with an online, you just kind of have to wait a little bit. Face interaction, but just not as much. So you just need to be sure that you're writing down the questions as you're going along. So that way when you do have that time to be able to talk with your instructor, to have a discussion board with your peers, that you have these questions and that you're able to get answers when the time comes. So now let's kind of look at something that the University of Potomac put together, and I thought was just a great source for us to look at. And so maybe you're just thinking that traditional is probably just the way for you to go. But the University of Potomac is telling us that also like, maybe online is not so bad either. So let's take a look at it and see what they said. So we have online versus on-campus learning. And enrollment in online universities continues to increase year after year. So the state of online learning, it says that there are 6.7 million students that are enrolled in an online course. There's 275 and more current number of accredited online universities. 30% of the amount of college students who are enrolled in at least one online course, and 67% of professors and instructors actually use online material to teach their classes. Now, what are they studying? And that when you're thinking about studying, you might think that maybe with an online class that they are taking maybe just a computer class, it's easier that way, and with traditional, maybe mechanical engineering might be easier to get that hands-on experience. And that might be true. But actually both degrees, in both ways, they actually have the same degrees that people are looking for. For traditional, we have business, accounting, nursing, psychology, and elementary education. And with online, we have psychology, business, elementary education, nursing, and health administration. It says here that health administration and accounting are the only two differences. So really, you can get any degree you want doing it as in a traditional environment or doing it online. So no matter what you do, it's just you just need to look and see where you are in your life and your current needs at that time. So at the end of the day, all that matters is that you are learning and that you're pleased with the education that you're receiving. So I hope this helps you to be able to decide whether you think that traditional might be good for you or maybe online might be better for you. Either case, just go out there and get that education.